What the heck happened on Dragon's Den?
What?
Well, I got this sweet shirt. Austin's got one too. I 100% wore that hat. Arlene 100% did not like my Donald Trump joke, but the kids were in it. It was a great time. Stay tuned. Cheese! It's our garage sale display. You all remember this one. My favorite. Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Like, if you don't know that, you're young. We are just sitting around waiting our turn. You wait in like a concrete warehouse, and then when it's your turn, you have to, like, you know how you walk down those stairs? Well, first you walk up those stairs. Dragons, they're on ground level. That's not down into the den. That's the floor. You know, on the Dragon's Den, that's it. You only had one shot. You can practice as much as you want. Glickin, it's a super powered garage sale app that sorts sales by distance. But then you get to the point where you're almost too perfect, I think. I had honed myself to have perfect answers. And I really think that screwed me because I wasn't able to adapt and move and roll with the punches. When I had the opportunity, my mind went blank. I wasn't comfortable. I was so like trying to be perfect that when things would come up where normally I would just have a good time, like I should have had 3 drinks before I went there. I should have had 3 drinks now. Wow, that was exhilarating, nerve-wracking, so fast. That happened so fast. And that's it, 50 days of preparation for 20 minutes. I can't wait for you to find out what happened. Jody, my common-law wife, had said, you should go on Dragon's Den. And actually, you know what, garage sailors, I'd been out garage sailing and I'd tell people and they'd be, you should go on Dragon's Den. I was like, yeah. Anyways, Jody brought it up. I was like, yeah, I probably should. And then she kept bugging me. And then finally it was like 2 days before the auditions were coming to Grand Prairie. She said something again. And I was like, oh, you know, I really should do it. And I'm like, screw it, I'm gonna do it. So then like 2 days before, I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And I just like sweated for 24 hours or whatever, like getting everything together. This is the shirt that I decided to go in with. Look where I am, I made it. Okay. I'm not allowed to record, but I made it here. This is it. And I really felt like I bombed the whole thing. Like I just didn't think I did that well. And my friend worked for BDC, which is Business Development Bank, which was like the major sponsor, so they were there. And she actually, her and someone else actually sat in on the interview. She made a comment that I thought meant you sucked. Which I kind of laughed at. I was like, yeah, whatever, I didn't think I did that well, so whatever. A week went by and they called me. I had the most amazing phone call yesterday. I'm going to Dragon's Den! Woo! And I need to get in shape. I'm gonna slay me a dragon. Yeah! I actually started kind of crying a little bit. Well, not like on the phone, but I just had like a little breakdown, emotional, like, woo, that was so cool. I needed that at that time. That was my invitation to go. So now I had to come up with an idea of like the set and all of that. You know, what's actually gonna happen. How that works is they actually give you a bit of a credit. They give you a little bit of money to cover all your expenses, which is not even close to what it cost me to go. But I did get a ton of advertising and it was all totally worth it. Like I would 100% do it again. So we get there, they have set up like this super fancy old school hotel. You get a discount. We got to tour around Toronto a little bit. We had to pick up a steering wheel because part of my skit, the CBC, they set up like a plastic car, and when I got there, like part of my scene had this aired. Oh, and I had set up a garage sale table. So on the table I had like a Super Nintendo, some old hockey cards, some old comics, and then all of a sudden it was just like, it's go time. So I remember like walking right into the den, so surreal and so, I almost had like a spiritual sort of. Anyways, I like walk down and I'm just like, I look up and I see Arlene looking at me and I'm just like, I almost wanted to just soak it in, you know, and you just want to just cherish that moment for just 1 second. And then Arlene looks at me and she's just like, go ahead. Hey, I'm Travis Lutz from Grand Prairie, Alberta. I'm here to offer you 17% of Glickin for 100 grand, which works out to 600,000. That's what I asked for my garage sale app that made no money. I think it's because I put 200 grand into it. And then I was thinking, wow, I'm probably worth 100 grand. So that's 300 grand, so then we'll double it. Actually, that's how I come to 600 grand. Not because it was worth 600 grand, but because, I don't know, that made some sense to me. But then I don't know that they even asked me. Then I had them come and sit down in the car, Manjeet and Weckerly, and they come down and sat, and I gave Weck the steering wheel, he was driving. Weck was the coolest guy. Weck, if you're out there, let's go drinking. The garage sale signs fly by. So then I had my kids run out and they're holding garage sale signs. They're like, woo, they run by. And I'm like, hey, did you guys catch the address? Of course you didn't, because garage sale signs suck. You guys should have an app. So if you just pull over and pull up your app, Glickin, and then I went through the whole tour of Glickin the Garage Sale app. My joke was, man, gee, why would you ever look for a garage sale like you're a princess, basically? And she's like, gives me a dirty look. I made a princess joke. She is a fucking princess. You can find cool shit at garage sales that you can't find at any of the fancy stores. Like, there's old antiques and neat shit. And man, I could go on and on about all the cool stuff that I find and bring home. As soon as my little Glickin pitch was over, Michelle come down and wanted to play with the Super Nintendo because she loved the Duck Hunt. Anyway, so then they moved into questioning. Everybody asked how they were. I mean, Jim is Jim. Calm, cool, collected, real nice guy. I really liked him. Then there was Michelle, tech goddess. She was my hardest one to really convince. Michelle's point was that if everything gets sold individually, then there's really not much point in having a garage sale afterwards. It's hard to argue with that because, if you sell 80% of your stuff that's worth the high ticket stuff, like some cases, it's just give your smaller end shit away or have a garage sale just with your smaller shit. But then the garage sales aren't as good as they used to be either. I don't know if I'm making a good case for garage sales, but I'm just trying to understand her point of view on it all. Because garage sales are awesome to go garage selling, but they're also a lot of work to have and put up. Joe Mimran was sitting right beside Michelle. He didn't really say that much. He's a super nice guy, bare feet. I liked him, great guy. So then beside Joe is Arlene Dickinson. She's a little rougher. I can see how her and Kevin would have fought, because I feel like me and Kevin are a lot alike, and I know a lot of people hate Kevin, but I love that Kevin just tells people how it is. Arlene's a lot like that too, so I can see how they would kind of butt heads, but in a good way. I feel like they should be friends, because they both have strong points of view, and sometimes they're contrasting, but I think that that's fun. So dragons, don't leave this deal on the table. Let's make garage sales great again. Arlene hated that joke. She was like, oh, no, you didn't just make that joke. Someone said, Michelle, what are we doing? And she was just like, we're out. And they all blanketed out. And then I was like, no. I'm like, no, that didn't just happen. What? Arlene was like, oh, and I'm just like, oh, what? She gave me that oh, like I was gonna cry, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna cry. What? And then it was like, oh! And then I turn and go to leave, and I grab the fucking door, and it says push on it, and I'm pulling, and I'm like, yeah! I look back, and I'm like, God, I'm such a loser! And then you walk right into that wall of cameras. They're like, so how did it go? They shit talked you. What do you think? And I'm just like, well, they make a good point. I said, I'm gonna take it and go back. I should have been like, fuck those guys. They don't know what they're talking about. I didn't get a deal. I'm an idiot for even thinking that I was gonna get a deal. Honestly, we made no money. Dragons do not invest in ideas. I didn't have sales. I had nothing. I had a garage sale app that's 100% free and had zero advertising on it at the time. Do not ever take an idea on Dragon's Den expecting to get a deal. It's not gonna happen. Double boo, that's me. Loser, I really feel like I let you down. I let Grand Prairie down, I let Canada down, I let all my friends down. I wish I let Canada down. I think it's just smaller than that. Maybe a little bit of Prince George and mostly Grand Prairie. Oh, Terrace. Some people in Terrace love Glickin too, I'm sure. Jim gave me a $25 gift card that comes in your Dragon's Den kit. Oh, you also get a I Faced the Fire Dragon's Den t-shirt. I faced the fire and I got burned. Going forward with Glickin, what's happening? I did take their advice. I put ads in it, and I put boost capability. So you can boost your garage sale, you can put a border around it, you can put it at the top, or you can turn your dot into a star, and all for $1 or $2. We went to the Dragons with an app that doesn't make any money, and honestly, don't ever do that. You need to take a business to the Dragons or you're screwed. They don't invest in ideas. Glickin doesn't make any money. That's an idea. It's not a business that you can invest in. It needs to have a return. There needs to be if I put in my 100 grand, I'll foreseeable get my 100 grand back. That's what they want to know. Outside of that, don't even bother. They're also way more keen to invest in an evolved idea in a current market, like a better, faster, hotter coffee maker or some sort of dog collar that is different or better than other dog collars, because they know that people already drink coffee and they already buy dog collars every single day, versus some crazy new widget that they don't know if the market exists. I mean, they might like the idea, but if they don't know that they're gonna get their money back, they're a lot less likely to invest. It was a great time. I highly, 100% recommend it. Austin and Maya, they both got to see me go and just like try, right? Be awesome. I faced the fire and I didn't die. You gotta remember that. And that's what life, I think, is about. Facing the fire, going outside your box, doing the things that scare you. It scared the shit out of me. If you think like I'm different from you, I ain't. The kids, they're too young. They just did it, right? Like, were you guys scared?
No, not really, because all I did was the part where I hold up the garage sale sign and then I just ran.
I know. So there it is. I went, I failed, it was awesome. Do it again. Great time. We'll see you next time.
Bye.